Wakazi gatuzi la Isiolo wamehimizwa kuchukua vitambulisho vya kitaifa na kujiandikisha kama wapiga kura. Wito huu umetolewa leo katika mkutano uliofanyika katika hoteli moja viungani vya mji wa Isiolo, ukishirikisha machifu, manaibu wao, wasaidizi wa kamishna na kamishna wa gatuzi hili, na kuhudhuriwa na kamishna kutoka tume ya NCIC Josephine Ergae na Profesa Nura Mohamed bae Director General wa Kenya School of Government. Ni wakati wa mkutano ambapo machifu na manaibu wao wamepewa jukumu la kuhakikisha kila mwananchi mwenye umri wa miaka 18 na zaidi anayestahili kupata kitambulisho anapata huduma hiyo. Akizungumza wakati wa mkutano huo, kamishna wa gatuzi hili Mwachaunga amesema kupata kitambulisho ni haki ya kila kijana aliyetimiza umri wa miaka 18.
We have discussed an array of issues regarding development of the people of Isiolo. Among other things, we have discussed the better agenda. We have discussed about health services. We have discussed about security of the area with regard to banditry, specifically the areas that have been affected seriously. We have also discussed about drug use, substance and illicit brews, and the efforts that we are doing. I'm also accompanied by quite a number of head of departments. We have the registrations of persons, civil registration, and of course IEBC. We have also discussed about the registration of SHA, among other things, so that we can have our people registered to get their IDs, to get their voters card, and all those things that are required of us. As a team of Ngao, we have agreed that we'll be moving together, moving forward, so that we can register as many people as possible, so that we make sure that quite a number of people who do not have their IDs are mopped up, they are engaged, they are sensitized, so that they can get their IDs and voters card. And the registration, civil registration equally, we have actually made a plan, so some sort of a work plan on how we are going to engage our people from the ward levels. The SCCs, the DCCs, and the chiefs will be working from a ward level from Monday next week, so that we can achieve this greater objective. Thank you very much.
Kwa upande wake Profesa Nura Mohamed kutoka taasisi ya elimu ya kiserikali anasema Isiolo haipaswi kubaki nyuma katika masuala ya usajili wa wananchi. Amehimiza viongozi kushinikiza jamii kubatia majadiliano ya kitaifa ya Beyond 2030 yanayoendelea ili pia wakazi wa gatuzi hili wasibaki nyuma.
So much. My name is Professor Nura Mohamed from Kenya School of Government. This morning we came to Isiolo County to have a meeting with Ngao team, that is National Government Administration Officers from all the 10 wards, to reflect and discuss about the government agenda. And I'm with from the national government side, I'm with the county commissioner who is here representing all the deputy county commissioners, assistant county commissioners, and others. And also I was accompanied by the two CEOs, Dr. Rukia Atkia, who is the director of NITA, Director General NITA, and also I'm accompanied by CEO Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, as well as also Honorable Josephine, Ergae Commissioner, also accompanied, and we are together here. The reason why we are here, this today, is to have a discussion with the National Government Administration Officers on various government agenda. One of which is the conversation which is ongoing. Yesterday, His Excellency President launched what we refer to as the National Dialogue Beyond Vision 2030. That is on how all the citizens of this country can reflect and then give their proposals regarding the Kenya that we want. And so yesterday we were with him at the KICC, and part of, again, the reason why we are here is also then to cascade the same down to the grassroots. Now to have a discussion with the National Government Administration Officers, that is the county commissioner, the deputy county commissioners, the assistant county commissioners, chiefs and assistant chief, so that then we can be able to cascade down this discussion and reflection on Kenya Vision 2030 beyond to the grassroots. That is the reason why, therefore, then we decided to come. We are here as professionals, so and that is therefore then important for us to talk about the government agenda at the grassroots level. The second reason why we are here is also to discuss about various other issues which is affecting the citizen of this county. One of which is also the youth and the youth agenda. And one thing that we discuss is about the drug menace that we have in this county. There are challenges of the drug abuse. So we had a discussion with the county commissioner and deputy county commissioners, and we agreed on strategies on how we can tackle these challenges of the drug abuse. And that is important because for us to move to the Kenya Vision 2060 and for us to develop an agenda for this county, then we must save our young people so that they are also be contributing to the development of this country. And that is why, therefore, then we are here. By extension also, for them to contribute to the Kenya Vision 2060 or beyond Vision 2030, and for them to be useful, therefore, then they must be registered. Registration in terms of, again, as a citizen, to get an ID is also important because we realize that majority of our people here in Isiolo County, they have reached the age where they are expected to register, to get the ID, but majority of them don't have ID. And so therefore then they'll be excluded from the development of this country because they don't have ID to participate in any development agenda. The second bit is also that if you don't have ID, then you will not be able to get an opportunity where the government, the national government, from time to time will be able then to allocate to the county. So we will not be able to get that opportunity, and that is why. And then number three, as part of also them exercising their right, we agreed that we should also register them as voters, because you may have an ID, then you may not be able to exercise your voting right because you don't have a voter card. And that is why we said that as many of our youth must be registered, again, get the ID so that then they get an opportunity and also participate in voting in the next general election, because that is how we get good leaders. Because if you don't participate in the electing of leaders, then you blame yourself because you are part of the reason as to why then you have bad leaders in part of this country. And that is why we said that people must be, registered as voters as well as also ID card. And that is why we had this meeting. We said that let us get as many of our youth and many of our sons and daughters as well as also our fathers and mothers to register as voters as well as also get their ID so that then they can be able to exercise their right. And that is why we came. And again, the other fourth agenda that we discussed this morning is we also explained to them various other government agenda, one of which we explained was SHA. That is how then they should also register as SHA, and we also explained the benefit of SHA, how SHAs, can be able to rescue, even a family, instead of us going into Harambee for a medical, medical Harambee, then we can be able to register ourselves at a very minimal fee, then become a SHA member, and then bulk of the medical expenses will be covered by the SHA. So we explained to the Ngao team on how they can be able to, facilitate the explanation of some of this government agenda to the grassroots, or to the citizen, for them to register as many of our citizens as possible for the SHA. And then another very important agenda of the government is affordable housing. As we are all aware that, the government is also making sure that all the citizens must have, shelter over their head so that they can be able to have a decent housing. And that is also important. And that must be explained also to the citizen for them to participate in this decent housing or affordable housing and so on and so forth. So those are the very critical aspects that we agreed. And at the end of it all, we agreed on how we can be able to reach to our citizens, explain to them how they can be able to participate in the conversation which is ongoing. That is the national dialogue beyond Vision 2030, and also how then the Kenya that we want must be reflected also at the grassroots level. including also the Isiolo, because the question that you are asking is how can we then make that Isiolo that we want in terms of development, the progress, the transformation, our youth getting a decent job, our citizens getting a good affordable housing, and then also by extension our citizens also getting a decent medical cover through SHA, and by extension then they'll be able to live a beautiful and wonderful life. So that is why therefore then we are here this morning, and we had a very good discussion and deliberation, and I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the professionals, because we came as professionals, not as politicians. As you can see, in our midst, we don't have any politician, and that was deliberate because the decision or reflection and discussion that we are having has nothing to do with politics. It's purely a policy discussion, and that is why today we are here discussing about the policy of the government, the reflection on the progress toward the realization of the government agenda, and purely then explaining to them the progress the government has made in terms of, again, realization of the promise that they made. Quite progress has been made, and that is what we want to explain to our citizens, for them to appreciate and also move along with us and participate in the conversation that we have in the Kenya Vision 2030 beyond, so that then we make then the Isiolo that we want, the youth that will then get a decent job, the families that will get then a good cover, the families that will then also participate in quite a number of other development agenda, and that is why we are here. Let me invite now the county commissioner to say one or two things, and then we'll be able to progress.
Nikiripotia Kamachu TV, itaripota 001 wa Chumbi Kamachu.